Nipples.
We nailed that nipple.
That's
Nintendo nailed the nipples.
I
The Mario nipples.
I've done that twice. One came out, remember?
That's right.
You know what?
No,
Screw
but
it.
It wasn't
also
nailed
yes.
properly.
It was, yeah.
Screw it.
That nail wasn't up to code.
God damn it! Everyone, stop! I'm just starting this.
Are you trying to We're Bottle Fuchsia us, or?
Yeah, I was.
Nope.
We're Bottle Fuchsia. Yep. Nipples. Intro.
Free the nipples.
That
Free
was-
the nipples.
That was an incredibly short intro.
Nipples.
It wasn't going to get any better.
We
that's
pretty
why.
much just said nipples a whole lot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bottle Fuchsiacast number 44.
He didn't say
We are-
Nipplecast.
We'll title it Nipplecast.
Yeah, that's obviously going to be the title. They'll know before they get here. Apparently, there was old print media that Mario was on the beach and his nipples were already shown there, so it's not the first Mario nipple sighting.
I was gonna say there had to have been a time at some point where he was in a bathing suit. I mean, he has to go on a vacation eventually, right?
Yep, that was out there.
Well, that's what Mario Sunshine was, but he didn't
That
get
wasn't a
topless in that.
vacation for anyone. That was just a not fun game.
They had to keep the PG rating.
Oh, it was. I liked that game.
Hmm.
I don't care what anybody says. I like that game a lot. Yeah.
Anyway, you can find all of our content at bottlefuchsia.com, streams at twitch.tv/bottlefuchsia, and mixer.com/bottlefuchsia. Videos and archives of streams, youtube.com/bottlefuchsia, and find us on Facebook and Twitter at bottlefuchsia. On the Fuchsiacast tonight, we have Brady,
Hello.
Aaron,
Hey.
Kay,
Hello.
Conman is here.
Hello, I'm your Stunt Nanners.
Tell us all about VR.
3D printing. And I am John. So, I'm just going to go down the list today. Aaron, what have you been playing?
I've only really had time to break out some Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Okay.
Mostly before bed, mostly before I'm going to sleep. I did do a round or two of PUBG somewhere in the past couple of weeks, but it didn't go well. As it never does. Mario Rabbids, it's fun, though. I'm having a lot of fun with that game.
How far are you?
I just started the second world.
Okay.
Actually, I won't say just started. I might be about halfway through the second world. That's the Sherbet Desert.
The second world is where it starts to pick up with its like puzzles, I found.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of block sliding puzzles in the overworld.
You
They-
did say it was like a Captain Toad last time.
Maybe kind of a watered downish Captain Toad, but yes.
Yeah, pretty much all of World 2, any puzzle is a block sliding puzzle. So
Yeah.
be prepared for lots of those.
Yeah.
I'm curious because I am wrapping up World 2, and I'm curious if that changes in the other worlds. Because I
Like the
think
kind
there's
of puzzles that
probably,
you get.
based on the hub world, it seems like there's 4. So I'm probably about halfway through that game.
Yeah.
And it's
What-
like an
what do you-
XCOM feel, right? Like plus puzzles.
Yeah, you basically control so it's basically like a tactical RPG where you control 3 Mario characters or Rabbids, and they all have different weapons, different ability, like it's like weapon items, and then they have 2 abilities that you can unlock for each of them. Like some can heal, some can buff. And then every battle, you just take 3 characters in.
Yeah. What do you think, difficulty-wise, as of World 2?
It gets harder.
Yeah, I don't want to say I'm having trouble with it, but I'm having to think a lot more.
Yes. I got through most of World 1. I think there were 2 missions that I didn't perfect
Yep.
out of its
Same.
rating system. And then I've had some people die in my missions in World 2. So
Yeah, I'm the mid boss with the ice and the fire things, the rabbits, whatever.
I had to redo that one like 3 times.
Yeah, I'm on like my 4th replay, and it's like 3 moves in, and that fire one just takes one of my characters right out. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I'm going to be able to perfect this until I get more skills and come back. So I'm going to just try to push through it and get it done.
Yeah, the game lets you go back and replay any of the missions and go back to any of the worlds. It especially like puts items behind certain things that you can't even get until you have more, I guess, character abilities to like push blocks or like open different things in the world.
Right.
So they expect you to replay the game for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because of that, I haven't been going back and like, oh, I need to perfect this fight. Like, no, because I'm going to come back through and I'm probably going to be able to just like wipe the floor with all of these things once I'm leveled up and have better weapons and things like that.
Yeah, I went back and redid the couple in World 1 that I hadn't perfected. Anyway, yeah, it was super easy then. Did you try any of the challenges? They go back and add like special challenges per world after you're done with them.
Oh, no. I saw there was more stuff to do, and I just figured I'd keep going and circle back in the end because it would just be easier then.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the way to do it. I came back and I did the first challenge was listed as very easy, and about on my 5th retry, I then suddenly figured out, oh yeah, I never spent any of my skill points and did any of the skill tree.
Those are very important.
Yes, they are, as it turns out.
Yeah.
After I did that, I was able to get through the very easy challenge.
To compare it to XCOM, I don't feel the tension like I do in XCOM because XCOM's a little bit more random, where you're just like, oh God, please hit, please hit. Like before, there's only certain scenarios if the enemy is in half cover, and then there's a 50% chance to hit, where it'll hit the cover or hit them, and you can destroy cover if you hit it enough in this game. Okay. So there's not as much tension in this game.
Like 80% chance to hit and you miss, and it's very frustrating. Okay.
And you scream at the character that you probably named one of your friends, and then you blame them in real life.
And they just died because they missed a single shot.
I do remember getting yelled at a lot for like things I wasn't aware of.
Why'd you miss that sniper shot? Oh my God, I hate you.
Yeah.
I will say this game kind of makes me want to go back and play XCOM.
Oh, wow. Like the first one or the second one?
I would probably play the second one because I haven't, but I feel like the second one came out and everyone kind of just collectively meh at it.
That was my experience with the second one.
I didn't give it a good enough chance. I feel like I loved the first one, and the second one I felt like it was too brutal, but to say that about an XCOM game seems odd because it's kind of the point of XCOM games.
Right.
I just remember in XCOM 2, I was playing through, doing really well, had a leveled up, squad and everything. And then in one mission, I moved one square too far to go into the enemy vision range, and I got wiped. That was it. All of my leveled up characters got wiped.
That's all it would take, yeah.
And at that point, I was screwed, and then I uninstalled.
Rage quit.
I was like, well, you win this time, aliens.
Brady, I'll go to you next. What have you been playing?
So still playing that Battlegrounds game that some people hate.
We'll get there.
That early access game.
Yeah, that early access game that's janky as all hell, and it's still really fun for some people.
I have played this.
Yeah.
Some of us are more silent than others now.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get to that, and we'll complain about it, and it'll be wonderful.
I mean, if we just want to do the PUBG talk now, we can have the PUBG talk now, because everyone has it as a game they've played.
I just feel like I'm just like tired of defending it. Like I don't want to bother anymore. Like,
are you constantly defending it? Who are we defending it to? Is that
Conman is one.
Someone here?
Whoa! Hold on. I've already said I'd bring it up constantly.
What is your piece? Do you want it on the record?
Do you want me to go now, or do
get the soapbox? Go ahead.
I'll let Brady finish.
Nah, I say go for it.
So I did play the PUBG. I don't know, like 5 hours or something like that. And yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the game. It would be an understatement. I guess first off, I had a shit ton of technical problems for starters. And I get it's early access, so I'm going to give it a pass. And part of that kind of comes with the territory. When I first installed it, opening the inventory, instant crash, no matter what I did.
Which is a very important part of the game.
Which is kind of something you need to do. Yeah, that's kind of necessary.
Like healing, you can't do.
Well, so the next patch coming out soon-ish is going to have an option to disable the character render in the inventory.
I think that might help, actually.
Yeah, I feel like that would fix it, but
ended up updating my drivers and changed some stuff, and that helped a lot. Really, what the main problem is the game is just poorly optimized, and it takes up 10 gigs of RAM whenever I load it. I only got 16 gigs, and as I play, the longer I play, that number just goes up, and eventually I just cap out, and it throws a shit fit and it crashes again.
The Google Chrome of games.
It doesn't, yeah, exactly. It doesn't crash instantly now, but whenever I open up the inventory, my FPS drops, 30 frames, and it's, kind of takes a dive. So that kind of makes it a little bit troublesome to play the way it's supposed to be played. So, that's annoying, but I get it. It's early access. Some of that stuff kind of comes with the territory. I think my main problem with the game is that I find it boring. I mean, you fly down and you land and you run around and you pick up your junk, and okay, that's fine. And then, honestly, the ideal strategy is to avoid as many people as possible for as long as possible.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's what I usually do.
Right. And I go, that's okay. I'm going to run across this field. I'm going to run into this house, and maybe I'll find someone, and then I'll die in 5 seconds. And, that firefight that I had, that was kind of interesting. But the ratio of stuff that's cool to the ratio of I'm going to go pick up all the pants I can find is out of proportion for me. I had two types of games where I flew in and immediately got killed because a bunch of other people landed with me, and maybe that was interesting for a few seconds. Or games that lasted a long time, and I spent a lot of time just running from place to place, not seeing anyone, and then instantly getting killed, and not necessarily knowing where I was getting killed from, which is the other frustrating part for me. It's like, all right, I got shot. What just happened? I don't know.
I think you played the game wrong in that you played it. No, like you played it.
I played it bad, which was wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I got
played
shot
it solo. And I don't think that is how that game exactly shines.
Well, even I had to learn how to play. But even when I played with you guys, I was like, this is not, you're all running around picking up the stuff, and I go, can we the game? One of the games that we played, for example, we're like, let's go run to the next spot, and you would comment that, oh, Conman's already on his way, and yeah, I was, because I wanted to go find something and do something. I wanted to find a person because I was fucking bored, and I wanted to go shoot somebody. Maybe if I run the first guy out, they'll find me first and I can fire my gun. And that's all. When, you're in the middle of a fight and that's interesting, that's kind of cool and there's tension there. When there's, 10 people left and you're all in a small area and you're wondering, you're looking behind your back trying to figure out where people are. But I find that those awesome moments are just too few and far between, some kind of grammar, to make it enjoyable for me.
Yeah, and I feel like my games, I will drop back into that game and I will have a 20-minute game where I run around, pick up stuff, and then just get sniped from somewhere. I'm just like, well, that was 20 minutes of my life.
Yep.
And then I will my next game, I'm like, okay, I need to just drop where there are people and I need to get into a fight because I need to just get used to firing the guns again.
Yeah.
And there's sort of a balance of trying to find, like, okay, I want to get a couple of these in so I feel comfortable again, and then, all right, I'm ready for a run. When I die in that game, it's frustrating, but I never feel like, it's always because of how I'm playing, and it's always because, and I'm the same way. This is the first game that has ever made me sort of sit still, and I can't do that in shooters well. I'm just like, I need to go. I need to keep moving.
So one game I hid in the bathroom for 5 minutes, and I played like Marvel Puzzle Quest on my phone until it was time to move again. I was like, I'll be safe here.
That's a legitimate strategy, though.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So
and this
for me,
game encourages it.
To get used to shooting and stuff, I played a lot of single player, and I played really spicy. Like, I would drop at like really highly contested areas and just get right into it and have like a 2-minute round. And then I just jump right back in and start another round. And that kind of helped me get a feel for the guns, I think. And then the more I did that, the more I want to play squads. Like I'll even join a squad of like 3 other random people as a solo person instead of playing solo, because I just find that more interesting.
How does that work out for you most of the time? Do they actually work with you?
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're Korean, and I don't understand what's happening. Most of the time, they're in some other like alternate voice chats, like Discord or Vent, so they don't feel like talking to the rando guy. But
which is what we do almost.
Yeah.
Who uses
usually
Vent anymore?
Right.
Yeah, I have an alternate keybound, but I don't like to use it.
I muted my chat right away. Like I got into the lobby and people were screaming at me, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, so at least change that to group only or whatever they call it.
Right. Yeah.
All chat is just a cesspool of the internet. I don't know.
Internet,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Okay, so for that game though, when you're like under 10 people left or whatever, like your heart is pounding. No other game has ever given me that like high. Like I feel like I'm chasing that high of
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? Like even when playing Counter-Strike competitively and being the only one left alive, my other 4 teammates are watching me. It has not been as like crazy as Battlegrounds. So I feel like that's what I'm doing is I'm chasing that high. So sometimes there's 15, 20 minutes of looting and then you get to that intense moment, but you still get to that intense moment.
Or you land a car on the roof and it's hysterical and you have silly moments with
so
friends.
even some of the beta alpha moments are just ridiculous.
Well, let me ask you this. So in the four-ish hours that I played, now again it was a little frustrating with the technical stuff. I didn't really have any of those moments. How long do you have to play to get good enough to get to that point?
It's hard to
Depends
say.
if you play with Brady.
I mean,
yeah.
I get what you were saying about the guns, and I don't, part of that's just being a noob. Like I pick up the guns and I go, there's 40,000 guns here. I don't know what any of these do or what the damage does or any of the properties. And I get it. I knew, like I wish there was somewhere that I could look this up like officially and not just Google it.
I wish you could run around that opening island
Yes.
just by yourself.
Here's what I want in the future. I want either like a test server or just like some like training ground where you just pop in there. Here's some training dummies, and you can spawn some guns and shoot all the things and learn and get the feel for them. Like that's what I would want later on. Something like that, or even just on the main page, like a wiki that you can open up that shows you the properties and numbers, and you can just kind of read for yourself and get at least an idea of what these things do. Because I mean, I pick up a gun. And I want to see how it works, but at the same time, I don't want to use my ammo or give away my position.
Right. You don't want to just fire the gun in the house and be able to, what's this one sound like?
Right. So, yeah, I didn't get there yet, but, I mean, I don't know how much time I need to put into the game to get to that awesome moment.
Especially if your tab menu is still giving you problems and you can't properly equip things to your guns.
It's not playable at that point, That's like
Yeah.
return the game level issue,
Because that is a lot of that game.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of, and if you come across someone in the world, one of the best ways to find good loot in that game is to kill other people and take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if your tab inventory doesn't work, so that you can just like go lay on their body and hit tab and just like rifle through and take the good things they had, then that is a huge chunk of that game that's like missing for you as well.
It works better now. I did lower my settings a good chunk, and I probably should have done it more than I already did. But it wasn't great.
Yeah, at that point, I think it's just playing more, and even if it's just when you see other people playing, hopping into a group with them and sort of letting them carry you a bit while you figure it out.
Or like if you die and like watching
happens
them,
with me.
or like watching a stream. I feel like I learned a lot that way. I don't know. I even updated my graphics card in there, which I don't recommend to update hardware because of a game that's in beta. But I feel like I got much better performance, and then I could play it better.
Sure.
And then bought new headphones so you could hear the people around you.
I went crazy on my headphone purchase because I wanted like the most surround sound, whatever.
Sound, yeah.
even when watching the streams before I got the game, that was my main complaint, where I went, this is kind of boring to watch. Why are people doing this? And maybe I just don't get it. Like, I don't like it. I don't understand what the appeal is long term, but
I think streams are hard to watch unless you're watching someone who is basically in the shit. Then it's interesting to watch and see how they strategize around that. Watching someone run around and loot for 20 minutes and then getting shot and like immediately, it's just like, well, I could have been playing and done that.
Yeah, I could have done that myself.
Wait, so especially starting out, I feel like if you have 20 rounds that last 2 minutes apiece, you know, versus like 2 rounds where you're just looting and hiding, you know, like it's not as valuable as just getting into the shit.
Yeah. Spicy play is encouraged.
At least early on, just I feel like that's the best way to get familiar with the guns and the gameplay, and then you can maybe find a balance between the camping.
Just drop
and
a military base every time.
I did that for a while. Like playing solo, I was just like, I'm bored just picking a random house and then looting for 15, 20 minutes and then dying. I'm going to play for 2 minutes, and even if I just get a pistol only, like I'll at least get some gameplay.
You want a good ratio of murder to deaths.
Yeah.
Are they going to do private servers at some point?
They have private servers, but it's really only for like
big streamers and
big
websites
members of the community. I think they're going to open that up, but who knows?
Game's got to come out first.
Yeah. Because they've had some weird modes like zombie mode where it's like one person can pick up guns and like 99 people are just like punching in their underwear. Like just like crazy modes I feel like will really open up that game. Like if you can just join a server that has like one game type available.
What's the timeline for that to come out of early access? Because I don't know.
They were shooting for this year, but I don't know if it's going to hit that mark. Maybe.
Please, dear God.
It's going to make Game of the Year talk all kinds of exciting if it's not a released game this year.
Yeah. Like, oh.
Find me in a patch or 3 and maybe I'll see how the performance works. You know, it got to the point where I'm already not having fun playing, and then when it's having trouble running it on top of that, there's no point in sticking around.
Right. It's just going to spoil your experience even more.
I'm going to get salty to the point where I'm never going to want to even try again.
CK and Undertale.
Yeah.
Well, fuck Undertale.
Oh, so demanding. It's a really high performance game.
So many pixels. I'm playing South Park for the first time because I never got into it. I started playing and then Witcher.
Stick of Truth?
All of my life. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what I'm doing this year is I'm playing games again or for the first time to get ready for the sequels.
That are all coming out this fall / winter.
So I'm playing South Park, which is fun. It's enjoyable. There are a few things that annoy me, but it's good. I mean, it's 3 years old.
How
so
far are you?
I have no idea. I don't know how far into the game it is. I just recruited the Goths.
Are you friends with Al Gore?
I beat him up twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to say which one.
Have you fought, was it Khloe Kardashian yet?
No spoilers.
I gotta go back and play that game too. I never finished it.
I don't remember any of these things.
Right, yeah.
You remember like Al Gore?
I remember Al Gore.
Okay.
I don't remember
Friends,
a Kardashian.
like over and over.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was, I don't like South Park anymore, but the humor is just, it's what it is. It's good.
Yeah.
You don't like South Park anymore?
I don't watch it.
Oh, man.
I wish the game would stop re-equipping all my damn inventory. That's the one thing that I have a pet peeve about, but the rest of it's great.
How do you feel about naming your character? Douchebag. The difficulty slider for the new game just makes me super happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's
the skin color, I don't know.
brilliant.
Yeah.
The people upset about that.
And I love that. Like,
what did you expect?
Social commentary.
Right.
It has no impact on how difficult the combat is, just every other aspect of your life.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
It's just so perfect.
Yeah, that's about it for me. And then just more heroes. Playing the new hero. Kel'Thuzad is a good time.
What's he from?
From
That
Warcraft.
Sounds like okay. I was gonna say
Yeah.
that sounds like a StarCraft or Warcraft.
No,
character.
he's Warcraft 3, and then WoW. He was like the most requested character by the community forever.
I have not launched that game in a long time.
Memes abound.
So, somewhat speaking of World of Warcraft, there's a new expansion for that.
Oh,
Silence.
It's been out.
Not that I'm excited for it, but it is 2017, and
It's 14 years. What is it? What are we at now?
2004, I think it came out. Maybe 2003.
Okay.
I remember
2004.
it was my senior year of high school.
Damn.
November of 2004.
Okay.
is
Still going.
Legion's the new one?
Yeah, Legion. Yeah, it's been out
No.
for a couple of months now. Yes,
No, there's a newer one.
it's not out yet.
Okay. Well, then there's one coming out.
Yeah, that's what WoW does.
There's always a new one coming out.
Yeah.
I forget where I bought one of them like 2 years ago and had fun with it, but then remembered I don't have time for this kind of
Yeah.
game in my life.
Did you play the pandas? You played the pandas, right?
Yeah,
I
Kay
played
got into the
Panda, yeah.
pandas for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I got a corgi with it. I was a panda playing with a corgi pet. Like, what more do you want
Shut
from
up
me?
and take my money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Uninstalled every other game. WoW is the game you can play forever if you want to.
And they
They're
still
just-
have the monthly subscription.
They do. If you play enough, you can buy your subscription with gold.
Is there a free option?
Yes.
Okay.
There's not a free option.
It's like up to 20?
Yeah, you can only level
Yeah.
to
Okay.
20, so it's nonsense. There's not a free option, but they did introduce something called WoW tokens, like an expansion and a half ago, where somebody else will just spend the $15 and buy a WoW token, and then they can put that on the auction house, and then you can just spend in-game gold and then buy the WoW token and cash it in for a month free.
Oh.
So I mean, if you're hardcore, you technically could
So
play
if
for
you,
free.
if you farm gold hard enough, you can play
Yeah,
for free.
if you're Asian enough, you could.
So basically you're buying gold with real money by buying tokens and trading for someone else's money. Or
Yes.
gold. Okay.
Yes. That's kind of how that works, I guess.
Pay to win, Warcraft.
Yeah. Well.
And we talked about that for 3 minutes longer than I thought we were going to talk about WoW in 2017.
Yeah.
WoW is always
It's
relevant.
still relevant.
Yep.
Corgis. They have corgis.
They do.
Okay, what else have you been playing? Or else? I guess, yeah, on top of PUBG.
Yeah, other than PUBG.
I specifically did not say this during our discussion of PUBG because I wanted my own special time to say this.
It is carved out. The floor is yours.
I got a chicken dinner in PUBG solo.
Well done.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all I've been playing. That's all I want to play.
I'm impressed at that point you just didn't uninstall, declare yourself the best, and like no one can ever say otherwise.
I'm done. I'm out. I got a squad chicken dinner in my first 5 games. It was my 5th game playing or something stupid
That
like
was
that.
like your
maybe
second or
6th.
third, if I'm thinking of the right one.
Yeah, it was like the first night I
Yeah.
installed it. And yeah, now I got a solo chicken dinner. And
But yeah, that's impressive. Like I probably took 70 hours before I got that. Like something insane, you know?
I had gotten a second place the day before, and I know Brady had mentioned like the way your heart races. Like
Yeah.
I had to take a moment. Like I had to walk away. Like I was like almost like not okay. Like my heart was racing so fast. I was not prepared for that at all.
Yeah.
Should go hit Nanners with a frying pan.
Yeah, I feel like it's the like act like you've been there before kind of a thing. Like the first time
Yeah.
you hit it, like you can't handle yourself. Like your body is physically
Yeah.
like
No,
freaking
absolutely.
out. Like you
Like
can't
the-
even shoot at something.
Yeah.
because
The
your hand
first
is shaking.
time I was in the top 3, I had a beat on a guy. Like I was like dead to rights, and like went up from prone into crouch, and like my mouse was just shaking all over. I'm like, fuck, I can't. And then immediately died.
Yep.
And
But the
it's
more
just
that
like, ugh.
happens, like you start telling yourself, all right, like there's 10 people left. It's the same thing as like there's 90 people left. Like this doesn't matter. Deep breath.
Yeah.
Everything's
like,
cool.
I just have to
okay.
shoot these guys, just like
Yeah.
when there's 100, I have to shoot
It's just
all those
it's just
guys.
normal. But I'm really excited that you got that into it, that you actually went solo and started playing those.
Yeah, but me playing solo game is sometimes interesting. Not necessarily in this game, but sometimes being a female on the internet and playing a game by myself is
Why would you ever make your avatar female? Never do that. Don't let them know.
Because everyone just assumes you're another guy.
Yeah, if there's a female running around, there's a good chance it's a dude.
yeah.
True.
Well, like I just remember like one of my first times being on the mic in like TF2.
Oh God.
And I said something, and my voice is obviously feminine, I guess, and
So you sound like you're 12.
All
Yeah,
the hot
pretend you're a
dogs.
12-year-old boy. Just
I did it wrong.
So it's fitting that Nanners isn't here after I finally started playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yay!
Let
I
this
can
be
talk
the
about it.
Horizon
Is it-
Zero Dawn cast.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I had more to talk about with that game. I really like it, but I feel like I just exited the intro area, which that alone took like 4 or 5 hours. So I feel like it's going to be a long game. I have no idea how Nanners is still playing that game.
Because he 100%'s the first half of every game he plays.
A lot of those games,
Isn't
like
that a
Assassin's
50% then?
Creed or any Ubisoft game where you're
Right.
like crossing off the map,
Right.
you get really into it early on, and then you're like, "Fuck this! I just want to finish the story."
Yeah.
Right.
No, like
Which,
he
in
100%'s like does every side quest, gets every map thing for like the first like half of the game, and then he gets like, fuck it,
And
I
then
just
he
want to
plays
finish.
the story and could have made the game like that much easier for himself.
All right, so
Like-
I feel like I'm pretty far in that game now,
Okay.
maybe halfway ish. But it reminds me of The Witcher 3 a little bit, which I think is why I like it so much.
Reminds me of Assassin's Creed a lot.
Yeah, as far as like do all the things on the map.
Do all the things on the map and stealthing around. The traps are better than Assassin's Creed.
I feel like they're almost necessary, at least how I'm playing the game, which I think is like not upgrading my weapons enough. So like I have to rely on traps and other things.
I was going to say, I had some issues that I was complaining to Nanners about with that game. I think one of the first, like, prove yourself in this really hard fight tests, where it's like your first chance to really use like the electric tripwire trap,
Okay.
and you fight like the giant robot tiger thing,
Yeah, you
basically.
and I probably took 5 or 6 tries because I just kept screwing that up.
Yeah, I felt like I was screwing it up a lot too, and then I noticed that there were times that it was just trucking it through my traps.
Yeah,
And they
sometimes
just,
it triggers and it doesn't like stun it, or
Mine-
it just vaults over it.
I guess it was vaulting over it, but I was just like, what? No.
Yeah,
How am I going to win this if this doesn't work?
yeah.
I do really like that game a lot. There are occasional frustrating parts where that game especially, I felt like I was getting caught by herds a lot and it became annoying. I guess I didn't try and run as much as I should have, but I would just see a herd of robots and I would just sit in the grass and whistle, and one by one they would walk over to me and I would murder them and then whistle and the next one would come. I'm just like, oh, I just want to get to this next point, but this like giant herd is in the way and I have to
Yeah.
slowly slaughter them.
That's so awful.
A lot of stuff you can
robots.
sneak by,
No, but
or if you get like a horse, like you tame a certain animal, you can ride them and then you can just
Okay.
like bolt through areas.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's
don't have
kind
any
of
of that
useful.
yet. I'm excited to play more of that game though. It is really fun.
Yeah, and
I
the
can
whole
see.
ancient technology robot dinosaur thing, I feel like is really cool. Like it's interesting and it's nice that it's a unique new IP, not just like
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 7 or 8 or whatever. I don't know.
And weren't this like the Killzone people?
I have no
Who were
idea.
I think it was the Killzone people. I would have to look that up again, but
I'd be surprised because it feels very unlike a Killzone game.
now I need to know. Guerrilla Games.
Is that console only?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Killzone.
PS4.
They-
It's a reason to own a PS4, which I will very rarely say. Like I'm kind of PC fanboy, but I'm glad I have a PS4 so I can play this game.
Yeah. So Guerrilla Games made it all the Killzone games. So this is very different than the
Yeah.
Killzone games. And I like it way more than I liked any of the Killzone games.
Yeah, that's not a common statement. Killzone's not a topic that comes up often here.
Yeah.
The Vita Killzone is pretty good. I'll go in the corner and just talk to myself about that for a little while.
Okay.
You can bring that up at the next Vita owners meeting we have.
Which is just me crying in the corner again. Like,
Yeah.
You take turns. One person walks around and pats everyone in the corners on the back. Other than Horizon Zero Dawn, we talked about Mario Rabbids. I'm about halfway through that. PUBG. And I forgot to bring this up on the last podcast, and Kay was very excited about it, but I started playing Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Yay!
getting ready for Wolfenstein 2.
Yes. Yes.
That's one of those games I'm really considering taking a day off to play.
You should. I support this.
I get 3 days off a year.
That's it.
Wow.
Take all three of them.
Wow.
Just play that game.
If it comes out on a Tuesday, take that Friday off, because by then the game will be
Patches.
fixed.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's not an MMO where it's just like, I took the day off to play this and everything's fucked and on fire.
Yeah, the servers are jacked.
I feel like had I played this game at the time, I would have seen Doom coming more. So it makes me question if I would have liked Doom as much as I did last year had I played this one. Because I feel like it does a lot of the same things in that it takes that old IP and somehow made it work in a way that I'm like, this shouldn't work like this, but it does.
So, do you dislike it more or less, or do you like it more?
How much do you dislike it?
I like it a lot. I basically put it on not the easiest difficult, the one below normal.
Like, hurt me plenty.
Hurt me
or-
plenty.
Yeah.
Not
forget what
can
it
I play
is.
daddy?
Yeah. And I was
Fact
just
that I
like,
know
I
these
just want
things.
2 assault rifles, 1 in each hand,
Yep.
and I'm just going to run around and kill some Nazis,
They
because
let me
that's a
dual
fun
wield
thing to do.
shotguns.
Yeah.
It sure does, and knives and any other thing,
Yeah.
really. That game's a lot of fun for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably about halfway through that as well. I think I'm maybe 5 hours in at this point. So I wanted to get ready for the second one because seeing that, it looked cool. I understand when people say that chainsaw scene from Wolfenstein now.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah.
It was like, what? Pick up the,
Oh.
okay. Oh, you want me to put the, oh,
Yeah.
now I need to find the mat. Oh, you're making this last forever.
Some of the choosing your friend, and then when you find
Yep.
what's her face?
She just ate like a whole jar of Smucker's preserves.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my. No, I don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah. There's some
Okay.
intense stuff in that game.
Fun.
No, it's super fucking awesome game.
And the old
Highly
blood is worth
recommend it.
playing. It probably doesn't add too much to it. Like, I wouldn't say it's necessary to play before the second one, but worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Either of you guys played Wolfenstein, the newer ones?
Nope.
No, I picked it up on sale, but I have not played it yet.
Okay.
When did that come out? Maybe I did.
2014.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
think so. Yep. Which I'm sure Kay was screaming about during Game of the Year, and everyone's like, yeah, okay. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Have fun with your Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
All right, I guess let's jump to the news quick so we can all just go play more PUBG.
Yeah.
Because that's
what's
you're
gonna
probably listening to this podcast playing PUBG.
happen. Or watching somebody play PUBG on like Twitch.
Right. So apparently, as of 2018, the NES Classic is coming back, and the SNES Classic is going to continue into production into 2018 because Nintendo.
Because, okay, look, everybody complained about this. Everybody got super mad. Now Nintendo's doing the thing that everybody was mad about, and everybody's mad that they're doing that thing.
I think everyone's mad at the way they're doing it because they went from just dropping this hot mess of like, good luck getting one of these, to, oh yeah, don't worry about it. There'll be more.
It would have been nice if they had come out and said,
with about like 6 months in between the hot mess and declaring that.
Would have been nice if they came out and said, okay, no, we're going to make more. It's okay, we'll make more. And instead they left people to have to buy them for $200 to $300 on eBay.
Right.
Don't have to.
I fucking
Listen
need
to
it.
you. Listen to you. No. But the SNES Classics in the meantime, Reggie's coming out and saying he's really urging people not to overbid, not to pay more than $79.99 for one of these. So between that and they're bringing the NES Classic back, it sounds like there's just going to be a ton of these, like both of them.
About 15.
15, that's a ton compared to what came out before.
I was going to say a ton is probably overestimating, but it seems like if you want one, you'll be able to get one if you just have patience at this point. We'll continue on the Nintendo train with Reggie also said there probably won't be enough Switches for this holiday season.
Yeah. There was an interview that he gave where he talked about their supply chain and like there are multiple choke points. Apparently there isn't just one component holding up the entire thing. There's apparently several. So he's trying to put out as many as he can, but demand will probably outstrip that.
This is like the video game dev where you have to choose the slider. Like, do I want to make more classics or do I want to make more Switches? And he just,
much.
And somewhere in the middle, I guess.
Well, the X factor is how many Foxconn employees jumped to their death during the... Right,
they just have to take the left Joy-Con off and throw it away, then remake a new left Joy-Con.
So wait, if it's NES Classic and now they're bringing it back, is it... Like, what is it called? Like the
It's
NES
new
Retro
NES.
Classic?
It's
Classic
new
Light?
NES Classic. Yeah.
It's the new NES Classic.
Sugar.
Sugar. Zero sugar.
Yeah.
I hope they keep making these, and then you can just assemble the whole set and then get Voltron.
Yes.
That'd be great.
That's how the world ends.
Voltron Classic.
Right. God damn it. And let's round off the Nintendo fun with the Switch online phone app updated. And congratulations, you can keep chatting now if your phone goes to sleep.
Yep.
That does seem like a big deal, but does anybody care about that? Like, are you guys playing Splatoon online with friends? And
No. Well, I mean, so we were talking earlier about PUBG. You get into the general chat, you mute that immediately
So it's the
because
same
you don't want to
thing.
hear those.
Right.
If I got into Splatoon and I could hear other people, I would probably shoot myself. Those are probably the people I don't want to hear more than anyone else.
Pardon me, you'd splat yourself?
Splat myself. I would splat myself.
But now you can mute them even when you have some other app open.
Right, exactly.
Only if that other app doesn't also use the microphone or speakers, because that will mute the Switch
really?
app.
Right, yeah.
Yep. So, I hope you
nothing's
didn't want to
perfect.
listen to a podcast and chat or anything like that, because that's still not a thing that can happen.
Did you hear about the? It has a local LAN mode for Splatoon, and that has voice chat through the system. Like you can if you do a local session.
You can chat with the guy next to you.
It's called yelling across the room.
Like I mean, that
This can with the string in between them.
But no, it'll go through the system too.
Costs $50. New iPhones are happening. That's a thing that happens every year.
They changed the number, but it's the same phone pretty much.
They did the same thing that Windows did. They skipped over 9.
Yep, they made an 8 Plus, and now there's a 10, which it's labeled as X, but it's 10, I guess, right? I don't know. I didn't watch
I think it's
this.
supposed to be for the 10th anniversary, but yeah, it's X.
Only for the Romans.
There you
Right.
go.
Whatever. People live on their phones now. If they want to spend $1,000 for a phone and that's like their one thing, then by all means, spend your $1,000 on a phone. We can jump into Destiny 2 news because they've had some fun.
Oh, yeah.
They removed some gear that was very similar to a hate group's flag.
I didn't even know this flag existed.
I didn't either. But, it got identified as similar. Bungie stepped in. They pulled it out. It's
I feel
their
like
game.
it's almost barely news. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Some outlets are really running with it.
yeah.
Sorry that got past us. Or, I'd like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and maybe that, it's not the way to go, but, if it's some artist who was just looking up flags and shit and had no idea what that was, or ended up making something it's way too close to just not have seen something.
I do like
it
the
looks-
reaction. Like, this is barely a thing, but because it's almost a thing, we're just going to take it out. Sorry.
Yeah, we're just,
Like, that was the appropriate response.
Yep, we're not going to make a big deal out of it. We're just going to get rid of it because we agree
It's not
that
important,
looks like
yeah.
it looks like the thing. It's whatever image this isn't crucial to our lore. Just get rid of it and move on.
Yep.
Like, good call, good job, Bungie. Our news is very shorthand this week.
Yeah, more hate crime news? Just go into it, man.
We did spend a good portion of it talking about killing Nazis. So
Well, let's just keep on with Destiny here first.
I'm just saying it even
We'll circle back on the Nazis.
So Destiny 2 shaders work differently in this game.
Worded it better than I did.
Do I grab my pitchfork now, or do I wait?
Well, you can only shade the pitchfork. Like, then you've
One
burned
time.
your
Each
shader.
prong is
Yeah.
a different shade that I have to raid for.
So in Destiny 1, the way shaders worked is it was like an item slot, and you just equipped a shader into an item slot, and it shaded your armor to be all a similar color or coordinating colors. So it didn't look like a giant,
It was all of your
pile
armor.
of ragtag,
Yeah.
random colored armor. So now they have given people to be fair, if you don't want all the Guardians looking the same, adding this is probably a good move so that every piece of armor can have its own shader applied. The thing that people don't like now is shaders have limited uses. So you will get a shader and it will have, say, 3 uses. So I can put it on my boots, my helmet, and my arms, but my chest won't match then until I find that one again.
Yep.
Well, so it's almost not a bad thing because the people that care, it gives them something else to do in the game that they are playing constantly, right?
Right.
And,
I
yeah,
was going to say
that's-
that's the counter argument.
Yeah.
And, somebody from Bungie came out and said that that's what they wanted
Right.
to create people coming in and saying, I want to go grind this out and get more of this shader. And I mean, if you do care that much, then yeah, you're going to play enough to do that.
So somebody who doesn't know anything about Destiny at all, this sounds like it's just purely cosmetic.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's
all
just
cosmetic.
dyeing armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
But say you apply that to your boots, and then you immediately find better boots.
Correct. That's the other problem.
Yeah, like
with
that's-
limited
that's-
use shaders.
Like,
It's
I feel like
why
I'll
would
never apply them because I know in 5 minutes I'm gonna get a different item.
That's the other complaint that people have. It's just why would I ever use a shader when, especially early game, I'm gonna be swapping this gear constantly.
Even late game,
And-
you're grinding for better gear. That's the point of late game.
Can you sell it?
Right.
Like, is this an economy type thing?
Fuchsia
I don't
boots?
think you can. We had a fuchsia shader in Destiny 1. We had designated one. It was pretty good.
The raids open today. That was hard. Throwing on some streams and being I wanna play this.
So
Not
when the
watching.
again, Destiny noob here. When the PC releases, are they just going to be behind? Are there separate servers?
Yeah, it's all basically all the consoles and the PC are all individualized. So there's no
No
PC
crossplay.
interaction
Okay.
with Xbox, with PS4.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they'll be behind in that. And I'm guessing the rollout, I don't know. No. I would guess that their rollout will be similar to the console where, they released the game and then, what is this, a week or two in the raid release? Like, they're slow rolling things out
Yeah.
so that there isn't like a giant mess of people trying to all do the same thing at once. Because a lot of it is server based. So. In other news,
It just goes downhill from here. Keep going.
Yeah, we're good.
do we care about PewDiePie?
Nobody cares about
I
PewDiePie.
don't really want to talk about it.
No.
That was kind of my reaction to that whole thing. Is like, whoa, people still give a shit.
He is still the #1 streamer, and when I only hear about him when he fucks up, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah. That's the only time he makes headlines is when he says something dumb.
he fucked up pretty hard this time, and I'm sure if you're listening to this, you've probably heard about it. If not, there are plenty of outlets covering it. Go check it out. And the impact that he is going to have on YouTube and restrictions because of this, though, fucking thanks.
Did you hear about the Firewatch stuff related to this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what
I
kind of
think
pissed
they
me off the
sort of-
most.
I think they sort of backtracked that a little bit.
Did you disagree with what the dev was doing?
Not necessarily. Like, maybe it was a little too much, but then, like, just that he has this loyal fan base of internet assholes to
Mhm.
then go and, like,
grew
review
up on
bomb
him,
a really good
unfortunately.
game.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
The number of responses I had seen on message boards and things of people just saying, well, what's wrong? Like, I say that too when I'm angry.
Oh.
That's not a good defense. Pro tip.
We're all racist.
You read something on the internet. First mistake.
Yep. Just,
So, what other news?
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, it just goes downhill
Yeah,
from
in
there.
actual news.
Yeah. Touche. Akami HD is coming, and people were immediately mad because it's not coming to the Switch.
I would play that on the Switch. I think that's the only system I'd want to get it for at
I
this
think
point.
the
PC maybe.
The statement you just made is the statement every Switch maker or Switch owner makes about any game ever coming out.
If it
these
actually
days.
came to the system I own, I would probably play it.
I'd play that if it came to the Switch. Well, of course you would, because you own a Switch.
Because you have two other games.
I would get it over the PC version though, if it were available when the PC version were available.
I wouldn't, because it's gonna look way nicer on PC and consoles than it would on the Switch. And who added that? And what is Kirby PUBG?
What is Kirby PUBG? It's a link. Where does it go?
Kirby Battle Royale.
Oh,
Oh.
what's that?
Did you add this, Kay?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
No, go ahead.
Nintendo Direct today, and Kirby Battle Royale came out, and I went to go play PUBG before the podcast and after work, and the servers are down. So I had Twittered for PUBG, like looking to see if it was just me or if, other people were reporting the server is down. And half the people were complaining that PUBG is down. Oh my God, what do I do with my life? And the other people were saying Kirby PUBG. And I was, so a lot of people are excited that Kirby PUBG is coming. It's Battle Royale. I don't know. That's all.
it's like an arena fighter. So
Okay.
yeah,
There's a lot of Kirbys in this picture.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
Kirby's.
Trying to get that sweet Battlegrounds money.
So it's basically, it's
open
like
those
Super
crates.
Smash Brothers playing with our friends because everyone just picks Kirby anyway.
True.
Great. Awesome. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Bottled Fuchsia Cast. You can find all of our content over at bottledfuchsia.com, streams at twitch.tv/bottledfuchsia, and mixer.com/bottledfuchsia. I swear we'll use those someday soon. videos and archives of streams at youtube.com/bottledfuchsia. You can also find this podcast out on YouTube now if you like some pictures with your voices in your
Maybe in a
ears.
couple
Don't put
weeks.
that pressure on me.
A couple of weeks, maybe you'll find it there.
Somebody say nipples.
At some point it makes it there, but keep getting it from your podcast provider if you want it as soon as it's ready. Facebook and Twitter at Bottled Fuchsia. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks.
See ya.
See you.
Bye.
Nipples.